Boys and girls, Thursday. We are so close to the weekend. Wrestling, the end of the work week, and more wrestling. This is Stir in the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, the return. We'll talk about that. The return of one B.C. Kidd. Thank you for joining the show with us, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, I do start off, boys and girls, by saying the return of B.C. Kidd. We had it. I was looking it up before we hit the old record button. April 5th of 2020. So it's been a couple cups of coffee, if you will, since we've spoken to our friend B.C. Kidd. Now, if you don't know of B.C. Kidd, we may go over a couple of the things that I spoke with him previously, just to freshen up some new people that are just meeting B.C. Kidd for the first time. Sorry if a couple of them are repetitive for the ones that did see it in a previous episode, but these are the things we like to do is bring in the new faces and get them to know our talents. So BC Kidd, uh, Rhode Island area, that's you up there, right, my friend?
Yes, sir. Rhode Island.
We've spoken of quite the eclectic but bunch of characters that are up in the Rhode Island area, and it's a beautiful, beautiful community of people up there that I've had the honor and privilege of meeting as yourself, Papa Carcieri. Woo! Love me some Nick Carcieri. Holy cow. Such a fine human being. You know what? I know this is about BC Kidd, but I want to start somewhere because I was stalking some Facebook pages, pages, um, which I normally don't. But I want to start off with two things. I did notice there was something, if I'm not mistaken, about a 10-year anniversary for one BC Kidd just very recently.
Yeah, so June 30th, 2012, I went to my very first, oh, hi, Kat. My very first independent show.
Okay.
It was this place called, I shit you not, GCW, but not that GCW, not the good one.
Okay.
It was Grindhouse Championship Wrestling, and they had a lot of the RWA people, guys like T Phoenix, Mike Grassa, Vinny Abruzzi.
Okay.
People that you're somewhat familiar with. And through that promotion, that's how Dad and I got wrapped into RWA and amongst other promotions around this area in Massachusetts. Hopefully Connecticut soon.
All right. Now you mentioned, what was the name of that promotion one more time, please?
It was shockingly enough called GCW.
Grindhouse, is that what you said?
Yes.
That sounds familiar for some reason. I think I've seen. I mean, I don't know if you know of them nowadays, but I believe they're in like an area where a garage door kind of thing you open up, and it's kind of a ring inside of a room kind of deal. Is that Grindhouse? Am I mistaken on there?
It ran at the Armory in East Greenwich, where Beyond has ran a few times.
Oh, okay, all right. I may be getting promotions mixed up. That's easy for me.
Dude, I've been to so many places. I'm the same way.
I only got one brain cell, so it's a little tough to keep all the data.
I can relate.
And woo!
Man, I swear.
Okay, before we go any further, what's the cat's name, my friend?
Blaze.
Blaze, like Blaze, Blaze?
Correct. And I'm going in my room so they won't interfere.
Well, I already know the title of this episode. No matter what you say from here on out, Blaze takes over STP.
Hey, I'm fine with that. Fine by me, man.
Cats don't give a fuck.
No, they don't. Not at all.
If that's one thing that I know, cats don't give a crap, dude. I'm trying to think of the second thing now. the second thing I wanted to ask you, besides your anniversary, and congratulations. Let's just pause there, right there, on that topic. Talk to us about this 10-year anniversary. Obviously, you're still kind of a young guy. I mean, 10 years, you'd be even obviously a younger guy, being a kid.
Yeah.
Kid.
Womp womp.
What does this represent for 10 years? Your very first time going to an independent show? Does that what that represent?
First time going to a wrestling show outside of like WWE, because that was the only thing really that was running at the time that would be going everywhere.
Okay. And at that time, that's basically all you really know is by going to these bigger shows. Like independent wrestling almost happens by accident at times. And it's kind of like that, right? Like you're going to the live shows where they're not televised, where it's mostly just a kind of more laid back and experimental on the road and trying to work things out. Like when Fandango was born, Fandango was on the road for maybe 6 or 8 months before they actually really put them on TV. So these live shows is what they would put the talents on. But the live shows and the pay-per-views and the Raws and the SmackDowns and stuff, that's what you're going to see regularly. And then you see a smaller show being an independent show. Kind of give us your thoughts, if you can kind of think back that far, because it is 10 years. But can you give us a mindset of like when you're watching this, you walk into the facility and the show starts and everything's going on, you're like, this isn't what I'm used to on TV. What's going on with BC Kidd's mindset right there?
2 words. Holy shit. Like, that was in my brain. I was like, holy shit. Everything's right there. And the rest, as they say, is history.
I always speak of the intimate settings. I absolutely love the intimate settings. And I know some of the venues are bigger than others. And I always, and will forever probably, use the Tessa Strength Dojo as the finest example.
Absolutely.
Of a ring with a room with a ring and about 20, maybe 30 chairs or so. And talk about intimacy in a wrestling environment.
Not gonna lie, when I first saw the Tessa Strength Dojo on YouTube, I thought it was somebody's living room. Like, I'm like, whose living room are they wrestling in? Because this looks fun. And they come to realize it's actually a school.
Boys and girls, that's what we're talking about when we talk the intimacy, the settings. I love that. Just a little bit more for some reason, especially, and that's what really drew me in, because I've been in some small places. But the Tessa Strength Dojo, man, going there regularly when their training days were the only thing they were doing before they started expanding. And I like to call them the TOS pay-per-views. They call them the road shows. Before they started the very first Fight for Your Dream and the Lone Survivors and Undeniables and such. Training days was their jam. Once a month on a Sunday for a free show. And I was going to all of them since maybe, I don't know, training day 12-ish. And we're up to training day 33. So that tells you how long I've been hanging with TOS.
Dude, they got some good students coming out of there.
Absolutely. And we always love to push newer talent. And again, I know this is about BC Kidd, but we love to talk about the area and the talent that surrounds us in these areas.
Oh, absolutely. Get everybody involved. Shit.
Why don't you give us a couple of the talents that kind of stand out in TOS for you, if you don't mind?
Tessa Strength, I'm going to branch into a PAPW for obvious reasons.
Okay.
The ones that stick out to me are all 4 of the Miracle Generation kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Like, Flash, Kai, the Haven, all 4 of those have been doing so well since the pandemic kind of lifted.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sakes, Flash was on GCW. It doesn't really get better than that.
And not only that, they've become staples on the Beyond Wrestling Open. I mean, they've been like at every single show.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Like, and that makes me so happy to see, because I saw Flash when he was still trying to branch out at XWA, and to see him fully blossom along with Kylon and the others, it's a heartwarming thing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Those
Another one
were
that comes to mind is Ichiban. Oh
Ichiban
my
number
god,
one.
dude, that is not just a nickname. He backs it up every single time. He does
That
stuff that I
kid,
don't see a lot of wrestlers do.
no, and that kid, he has some. You know, you always think that you've seen everything in wrestling, pretty much, and Ichiban, he's got some innovation to him, and it's cool seeing the gear is innovative and different than what you're normally seeing. You're looking at a kid or a guy who knows how old he is, because I mean he is under a mat. I mean he's
Yeah,
young. We can obviously tell that because of his physique. But he's a mass wrestler for you guys and girls that don't know. Mass wrestler, good physique, young. Name is Ichiban, and he only says two things: Ichiban and number one. That's it. You will not ever hear him say anything else but those two things. He's my quickest interview at like 2 minutes or something, because I did all the talking, and then he said Ichiban number one, and we were done.
are you sure that wasn't the interview with Q?
Oh shit! He may be the quickest one. I have to look back at my archives now.
Yeah, he didn't say a word. He just flipped you the bird. That's it.
That's right. I think he did take over the number one spot. You are correct, my friend. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's why I was like, wait a minute. I
Yes,
know he's not
Ichiban.
from Connecticut. I know he's not from Connecticut, but he's been in your area quite a bit, and I might get some heat for what I'm about to say next.
Uh-oh.
Jay Bougie. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Listen, I take the character aside for a second. As a wrestler, he can go. He can go. And every match I've seen him in, he's always stolen the show, like every single time. In fact, I first saw him work Ichiban in XWA, and that was one of the best matches I think I've ever seen in that building.
The first time I've ever seen him himself, the takeover. Don't you
All of them are excellent.
I know you have to address them as a takeover. They really get pissed off, BC Kid. I'm just telling you right now. Do not piss those guys off, especially PJ Savage. Do not. I'm just saying. But anywho, the takeover collectively, one Jay Bushi, one PJ Savage, one face, and this guy.
Jaco?
He gets up on these ropes on their entrance. You know, they get up on the corners, Jocko and Face, and then you have Jay Bougie and PJ Savage basically in the middle. And, you know, PJ Savage, he's very vocal. He's got a lot of bass in his voice, and yells some takeover stuff. But this kid Jocko, when he gets up on the turnbuckle and whips his hair and take over, that kid scares the shit out of me. And not only that, but his tag team partner, Face, that kid doesn't speak. He scares the shit out of me equally as much as Jocko. And PJ Savage being, I guess, and I know there's no leader in the takeover, if you will, but I mean, PJ Savage seems to kind of have that leadership role. If you ask me personally, I'll probably get some heat for that. But Jay Bougie, you pull that kid out of a little Jenga piece out of the takeover. You pull that kid out, he's got charisma. He's got character. He's got a look. He looks professional, like a wrestler is supposed to look. He can work in the ring. He uses his words in promos. He addresses his opponents. He makes connections with the fans from walking. The second he walks through the curtain or the door, down the ramp, whatever you're doing, or whatever he's doing, and he makes a connection with us, the fans, immediately, every single time, no matter where I've
Absolutely.
seen him go. And I've seen him walk through the doors in a tag team with PJ Savage for the very first time. I believe for the first time they were in this area because they were trying to get their name out there. And at a training day, I knew who Bushi was, and Bushi kind of knew who I was, and we immediately, this kid, I cannot even say enough, and I could go on and on. You say Jay Bougie, a couple things come to mind. Everything that I just said in a nutshell, really, really good wrestler to get on your shows, and FJ Bougie, all at the same time.
That was them who said it, not me.
But yeah, guys and girls that are out there running promotions right now, if you're looking for a talent that you haven't had on your show and you've never heard of this kid, Jay Bougie, or the takeover that I've just spoken of with the 4 members collectively, look these guys up. They're young, they're hungry, they've been literally taking over no matter where they go. They have gold underneath themselves. Just do yourselves a favor. Look up the takeover. I don't know if they have, no, they don't have a page. I'm sorry. Jay Bougie, Boujii.
You got it. You got
it. He's very critical about that. PJ Savage again, and Jocko and Face. I forget what their Face pages are. I don't even think Face does anything but Instagram because, again, kid doesn't say a word. And I didn't mean to go off on a tangent about those guys, but, man, you mentioned one of them. I have to lift all 4 of them up because holy shit sticks.
Oh, absolutely. All 4 of them are excellent.
I can't breathe now. Whew. Yes, these names that you brought up, making the future, if you will, because we don't know. Just like rock and roll, the older guys are taking off, the younger guys are coming up. There's got to be replacements, and here we're not replacements, but you need the next generation to come up, you know.
Absolutely.
And these are some of the names that B.C Kidd. If you don't know any of the names that we've just spoken of, boys and girls that are watching, get on the old keyboard, check them out, get on the smartphone or whatever, check them out, look them up. You get to network and check out new talent and see what's going on out there on the scene. Any more names off the top? Because, again, I went on a tangent about the takeover. I apologize.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Lucas Chase is another one that comes to mind who's starting to really shine. Different opinions, I know. Sunset Steven Garcia is starting to really blossom.
I'll give the Cure. I'll give the Cure his shine. Really has totally transformed his body, mindset, moveset. Went out to Texas to Rhodes Wrestling Academy, became the very first ever Rhodes Wrestling Academy champion, and came back home in our area and is really, really doing some cool stuff for himself. And I have to applaud Lucas, no matter if I do this or not. Yeah, Sunset, another young kid coming up, just won the PAPW Friday. I don't know. Wait, the PAPW Alley Fights Championship.
Yeah, he won off of Flash, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, that match was excellent.
Yes.
I caught like so. I think Fogman took some videos of it, and I saw it. I was like, oh my god, this match is fantastic.
Yeah, good
then
stuff.
Again, Flash is one of the best workers in this area right now. So.
Mm-hmm. And I do
wouldn't
notice
expect anything less.
No, not at all, because of the work that they've been putting in collectively, being the Miracle Generation. Seeing these kids go up to Maine, over to Rhode Island, over to Massachusetts. And Massachusetts is, and I'm not saying Maine's not a big state, but Massachusetts, you would not think how far some of these drives are from Connecticut. And these guys are like another 50 minutes away from me. So you add on 50 minutes to whatever I'm doing. And I mean, some of these shows out in Massachusetts are 2.5, 3 hours. You know, like TIW coming up Saturday. That's 2.5 hours easy for me. That's right in North Adams, Mass, but that's a haul for me. So add on another 50 minutes, and these kids are going to these areas and really making the drives and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I did not to kind of take away again from the focal point of BC Kidd, but
absolutely, man. I like talking about other people too, because I think others should be addressed, because these are the guys that you're growing up with. Like, you know?
Yeah,
so I think
absolutely.
it's important for them to. It's important, just as important for them to be included than just one other person.
Mm-hmm. I know you have an association, just a little bit, with Watch This Fight Wrestling.
I may or may not. Just kidding. I absolutely do. That's my dad's promotion. Since 2018, we've been running shows. We just had our last one at my college, DCRI, which that was a cool thing to do.
That was kind of what I was going to lead into. How was your last event? Is there any news on maybe the next upcoming event? and I know you guys are a bit far from me, and I have actually never been to a Watch This Fight event ever. And shame on me, I know, because I've seen them from a distance. They're absolutely fire. But how was this last event? Could you just talk maybe about a match or two that kind of stands out for you? And is there any upcoming news on the next Watch This Fight event?
I could absolutely talk about what happened last watch this fight. Somebody you're very familiar with, Zachariah Gibbs, had a pretty good match with Stephen Lust.
Oh wow! Are you kidding me, man? Holy cow!
Yeah,
All
that
right.
match happened.
Stephen Lust is one of my faves, especially out of Middlesex Express. Him and those two as a duo, Middlesex Express, unbelievable. But I followed. I always get this wrong. Apple Cinnamon Daddy Pimp
Daddy
Cinnamon
Apple Cinnamon.
Pimp Pimp Daddy Apple Cinnamon
Got it.
PADC, right?
PDAC. PDAC.
Yes, PDAC. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Yeah, fine talent. So Zachariah, did he survive?
Not quite.
Yeah, love me some Mr. Lust. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Hey, you're fine, dude. I was involved in a scramble with one Rob the Giant.
Oh, so
Him,
you were just recently active in the ring.
yeah. In fact, I worked this past weekend. I was over at the Heritage Fest for East Providence for RWA.
Oh, nice, very cool. So you're in this. What was it? An 8-man? You said, or a battle
6-man.
royal? Okay, and the likes of Rob the Giant was in there.
Yep, he was in it. Theodore J. Liftington, Alessandro Russo, a relatively newcomer who's been with us. Isaac Knox, one of the young guns.
Oh, the youngest gun, right?
Yep, that's right. The youngest gun. You got that.
Okay. All right, see, I watch. I know you guys are a couple hours away, but I watch.
I'm trying to remember anyone else in this match I can think of. I'm sure it'll come to me later. So sorry if I forget.
No.
That was one of the most fun matches I got to do because I got to work with a lot of people who I'm friends with. Especially one Isaac, because him, Austin, and I were pretty much like brothers. So
Okay.
that was really cool. I Rob the Giant because he's a veteran and he's just a fun dude to be around. Like,
such a warm heart, Rob the Giant. I mean, he is such a really good guy. You can't mess with him in the ring because he will F you up. But Rob the Giant, yeah, Rob the Giant is such a great human. I had the pleasure of interviewing himself separately, but himself and Short Sleeves. I can never say that. Short Sleeves Samson. I always get tongue twisted. When they were before they started this latest tour that they've been on with the Midget Warriors. Amazing gentlemen. Love them both to pieces. Oh my goodness. Great minds to pick. One Rob the Giant and Short Sleeves. But being in the locker room, and I know this isn't your first time being in the locker room with Rob the Giant, great mind to pick from, yeah?
absolutely, because we've shared locker rooms at NCW. In fact, I did at the last NCW show I was at. I did camera for it was him and Bob Evans in the main event.
Oh wow!
And anytime Brutal Bob Evans is in a locker room, it's always knowledge.
Probably from the minute that man walks in and does all of the cordial, hey, hey, Uncle Bob, how's it going? And gives the old greetings. After all of that is done, and I've seen it firsthand, he is nothing but this, and he wants to, and it just pours. It really does just pour out of him naturally. He just wants everybody to get as much knowledge from him as he can before he splits from said event. And I mean, I've seen it firsthand, and I've never seen anything like that. Holy cow, Uncle Bob Evans.
Easily one of my favorite people in the business, by far.
Always willing not only to give his time, but to give his knowledge. That's more costly than your time at most points, especially in this industry. And he is not afraid to helping anyone. And I do mean literally anyone on the planet that would ask him a question. He will always, always give you an answer. That guy
Absolutely.
is just something. Uncle Bob Evans.
Love me some Uncle Bob.
Absolutely. So now we've talked the past event a little bit. What do we get to look forward to in the next upcoming date at Watch This Fight?
There's some things in the works. Nothing confirmed yet.
Okay.
Obviously, when things get confirmed, you'll see it on the old face page.
All right. Face page. I love it. Face page. Whew. I got that from Chris Cannon because he hates all social media.
What
And he
happened to
just,
that dude?
he disappeared. He had enough. He was done.
Yeah, he was good. Like,
You know, I always told him, but he never believed me because he wasn't maybe getting the shine that he thought he should. Maybe I don't know what his mindset was. So I don't know. I'm just going out on a limb. Because I'm the only person that's ever interviewed that guy. He was reached out by multiple, and I can't even count how many people that I know that does podcasts and stuff like that, asking me, what's with this guy? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, I asked him for an interview and he just went right down my throat. And I go, it's Chris Cannon, dude. I don't know. He seeks you out. You don't seek him out. So I'm actually the only person that's ever interviewed him twice. But I feel he just wasn't maybe getting to a point to where he thought he should have been at his point in his career. Maybe he felt he should have been more busy on his schedule, if you will. I'm just going out on a limb. I don't know the guy's mindset, but he just kind of poofed. And my God, and to bring it full circle with Cannon, I would tell that guy at the shows, and even though he would just, hit me and push me and, put me in like these clutching type moves, I always told him he would be a fucking star if the right eyes just got on him. I mean, period.
Absolutely.
The guy, man, you got me on a Chris Cannon tangent. I could go on and on about that guy. You don't even know. You don't even know half the shit. But anywho, what were we talking about, my friend?
Watch This Fight coming up. Like I said, we got some stuff in the works, nothing confirmed yet, but we'll let you know the old face page.
Face page. Okay. That triggers me every time. Yeah, boys and girls, look it up. Exactly how it's said. Watch This Fight Wrestling. Get on the old face page. Check them out. They've got their stuff up there. I believe you have a YouTube as well, right? Is that correct?
I don't think we do. We should, though. I'll probably ask Dad to get on that.
Shame on you, sir. Shame on Papa Carcieri. Get on that, man. B.C. Kidd, we've talked about the name and where it originates, and we've talked about your look, and we've talked about what I usually kind of talk about on my first-timer interviews, if you will. But just to refresh a little bit, B.C. Kidd, what's it stand for?
Well, the initials are my name, Ben Carcieri.
Okay.
And Kidd was just something that I just threw in the last second because I just thought it was a cool last name to kind of go with.
All right. And how long have you been B.C. Kidd at this point?
Since my first official match back in 2019 for House of Bricks.
Okay. 2019. 1, 2, 3. There was a fan from the XWA days, Josh Viola. I don't know if you've seen that. I think you did. I think you even might have laughed at it. When I originally posted that the B.C. Kidd was making his return to stirring the pot, Josh, part of the Sully section, that was so much damn fun. Oh my God, that was some of the most fun in wrestling I've ever had in my entire life. I love them guys for pulling in the old guy, being me, into their young Sully section. What a blast that was. Oh my God. But Josh, I forget his exact words verbatim, but it had something to do with you getting older. It was like the BC adolescent, or not adolescent, BC
It was
man.
BC Mann. That's what
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, BC man. We are getting a little bit older here.
Yeah.
Does the BC Kidd name stick with you along your ways here?
The way I see it, Kidd's just the last name. Like you think, like Jason Kidd, for example, the NBA player.
Okay.
There could be some alterations in the future. Who knows? But as of now, it's probably going to stick that way because it's a name that people have catched on to, and it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that BC Man comment. I was laughing my ass off for like a good 5 minutes.
Now, I did mention the Sully section. Now,
there it is.
Yeah. Right here is the OG, if you will, the very first Live Prov Wrestling T-shirt that they put out. And this was part of a package that if the next, I think it was 10 people or 5 people, I forget how it was worded, the post, and within the next 5 or 10 people, whoever responds or reaches out, I forget the exact thing, but I was one of them. And there was a little package with a T-shirt and like a keychain or a ticket or something. And I have the stuff, but it was this little package that I got. And it was from their very first show ever, but it has changed over into Wrestle Party. And I know Wrestle Party hasn't really been doing anything at all. But the only reason why I bring it up is because one, Sully Banger is a brainchild behind all of that whole thing. Have you been part of Wrestle Party or Live Prov at all when they were running?
Unfortunately, no, because I was still green at the time that they were really running.
Okay.
I'm sure if they were still running today, I'd probably be a lot more involved with those shows because I loved going to those. But it just happened that right when I was coming out of the pandemic, they never came back, unfortunately. But in some alternate universe out there, I'm probably involved with that group.
There's a new promotion out. And as you're speaking, a character, a graphic of one specific character that was going to Wrestle Party, Black Cat. Are you aware of Black Cat? I believe that's her correct name.
I'm pretty aware of her.
Okay. Fight for life? Fight life. Yes,
that's,
Fight Life.
Frankie Screams.
Dude, what a buzz. What a great turnout, being a sellout. The second one is coming up. That's going to be a sellout if it isn't already. There's already a third one in the works. I thought Frankie was just going to do this as a one and done to try to, maybe have some fun. But, dude, this has turned into something. Have you gone to Fight Life yet?
Unfortunately, no. It's because of my work schedule. It's like I work Wednesdays when they run. So, and every time that it's been announced that the way my job works, I have to call out like a month in advance. And I haven't had the chance to do that. If one, either they run on a weekend, or B, that I get enough notice in advance where I can get that night off, I'll absolutely be there.
Yeah, because they do run right midweek on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah, and they have a great thing going, and I really want to be there to support because Frankie's one of my favorite people I've gotten to know in the business. Mm-hmm. His production is like second to none.
Videographer at XWA. I've seen him a zillion times going up to the XWA.
Becomes XWA, Chaotic.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, he actually
as well.
Yeah. That was one thing about Frankie. He was sought after for his work because it was really good work,
Absolutely.
He became the executive producer, if I'm not mistaken, of all of the media happenings and all of getting it all put together of Chaotic at one point, correct?
I believe so.
It was something like that. I forget the exact title, but he was doing some pretty good work for Chaotic for some time there. I don't know if he's still associated with it because I haven't seen him in forever. But whenever I seen his face page pop up with this Fight Life thing, I'm like, are you shitting me right now, Frankie? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But it's really caught on. It's got a buzz. And again, the reason why I brought it up is because Black Cat is going to be at Fight Life. And whenever I see Black Cat, I go, oh, man, they don't know what they got themselves into over there. But great talent. Again, boys and girls, if you don't know what we're talking about, because it is a very, very brand new promotion in Rhode Island. They run out of Rhode Island.
Correct. East Greenwich, Rhode Island.
Very brand new. Fight Life. Just the way you hear it is the way you spell it. You cannot miss it. They've got cool graphics because of Frank and everything that they've got going on. I'm sure it's him firsthand. Really, really cool stuff over there.
Absolutely. And they have some of the best wrestlers in the world coming through there.
They absolutely do. Check them out, boys and girls. Give it a look-see. Now, we were talking B.C. Kidd being in the wrestling business and stuff, but we also there was a little splash of my dad runs, the watch wrestling, watch us fight wrestling and stuff. But last time I had Papa Kacheri on here, we were talking Grasshopper. And he kind of just talked to us about Grasshopper and who he was and all of this stuff. And he unmasked him, if you will, on SCP. It was kind of cool. Grasshopper, seeing your pop in the ring, besides being a referee, how is that for you to see your pop in there wrestling like that?
To me, it's hilarious because it's just something that no matter how many times I see it, I'm just standing there like, that's my dad in there. So. And I've seen it a few times already, but it's always, I'm just like, holy shit, my dad's actually in the ring. And not wearing the zebra stripes either.
It throws you off just for a minute there, right?
Yeah.
Now, having that relationship of wrestling with your dad and coming up within the industry pretty much with your dad, as him having, these associations as he's been a referee. Talk to us about that, the fans, because I love to talk about support system and whatnot. And I know you and your dad, and I know it's not all your dad supporting, you coming up and trying to do your thing, but I know the roles reverse. You love to support your dad into what he's doing and stuff in the industry. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely, because I think Watch This Fight is a great thing. It's a great combination of a good cause and also providing an excellent show at the same time. Because we try to get people that you don't see often in that Rhode Island area. We try to make matches that you didn't think could happen and make it happen. In fact, bring it back a couple years ago, we had one Bobby Ocean go against Mike McCarthy in a Connecticut versus Massachusetts matchup.
Oh, wow.
And that was a masterclass in wrestling.
Slobberknocker.
Absolutely. In fact, I don't know. I couldn't name a single soul whose eyes weren't glued to those monitors when that match was happening.
Monitors in the back you're speaking of.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do the boys and girls, do they really want to, be invested into, and I know not all of them can watch every match and you guys can't, see everything, but you guys and girls get invested into some of this stuff that's actually happening out in the ring, in the back, in the locker room, via monitor. You guys do that often?
Yeah. Yeah, because you want to make sure, one, pay attention to everything that's going on, and two, just to support one another, because that's important.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Rhode Island scene, we were talking characters and stuff. The people that surround you in that specific Rhode Island scene right now, that's yet more of a support system as you come up within the industry. And you remind me of another young guy who's been in the industry since he was in a diaper. And I'm sure you have as well, is one AJ Phoenix. You guys have almost kind of similar stories to a degree. And I know, I see that face. I know it hits a nerve. I know.
No, I'm smiling because that's my brother.
You guys have this. Well, you never know nowadays because AJP can really, push some buttons. And I don't know what's going on totally for what's happening up in the RI scene, but AJP can push some buttons, so you never know what he's up to. But yeah, he's a good kid.
Absolutely.
But you have these similar stories because you've come up pretty much as in a very tender age in the industry. Could you kind of agree on that?
Absolutely. That's why I call him my brother. It's because I don't have a blood brother, but AJ is the closest thing I have to that. And to pretty much grow up with him in that business just only solidifies that. And I've been extremely supportive of him wherever he goes. Like, and he's good. He won't say it himself, but that kid can fucking go. And if he pushed himself, his face would be everywhere.
I love many things about AJP. He makes a presence about himself the way he looks, obviously. Good
Absolutely.
looking young kid, always trying to present himself and, cocky or snide, however you want to perceive what he's doing. Privileged. And I hate to use that word because of TJ Howell III, it really triggers me. But privileged, if you will. But not only that.
It's funny you mention his name in the same sentence as AJ because for the longest time, they looked exactly alike. Like, same hair, same face, same beard. Like, I even joked. I said TJ would be like if like Austin, like 10 years older. Let's just hope Austin ends up better than him. But just kidding, Tyler. I love you, buddy. Miss you.
Yeah, I know it's, and I know I see TJ Howell at the events, but at TOS, but I don't see him as often as I used to. I almost miss him just a little. Never mind. I'm gonna edit that out after, and that'll be my first. That'll be that'll be my first edit ever.
And it's the one with me.
But the way he comes through the curtain always has that confidence about him. Without confidence in wrestling, that is such a big battle right there. Getting that confidence to come through that curtain and holding that, carrying yourself confidently into the ring, presenting yourself with confidence throughout the match. But not only that, man, AJP, he's got a good look. He's a young kid, the ladies like him and stuff. But not only that, like you said, he can fucking go in the ring. But one of my things about AJP that always, forever, since the very first time I've ever seen him, and I want to say I seen him like when he was maybe 15, 16, 17. I can't really remember. It's been a while, but I have seen him a ways back.
Yeah.
That kid, his facials, we talk about selling and whatnot in wrestling. The kid's facials, his words, what he says to the crowd is always on point, money, fire, however you want to put it or say it. That kid is just always on target. And again, nothing to take away from everything I said previously about him with his look and his in-ring ability. The kid's facials and his words and his expressions and the way he involves us with him, you've got me sold, man.
Yeah, I have never seen a younger guy pay attention to the smaller details like he does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a thing that most people forget. But like even guys who are older than him seem to forget that sometimes. And for him, somebody that young, to be able to pay attention to those little details like that goes to show you like how much of knowledge he has. And the scary part is because he's so young, he's only gonna get better.
Dude, skyrocket. He's still gonna skyrocket. This kid, there's one move, and I know we've probably seen it on TV a couple times, but he has to be the first one live with my own very eyes that I've ever seen do this. And again, he was wicked young. When your opponent is kind of draped over the first rope, and he comes running, hits the ropes, goes underneath you, and does that quick little short German suplex, that gets me every single time that I've ever seen him do that. And he's probably the youngest person I've ever seen do it, but smoothly and safely, and it looked fantastic,
Absolutely. And I'm going to wheel into another young talent who I've seen grow up in the business. Not as long as Austin, but or AJ, excuse me. that I have grown to know over the past however years, and that's a kid by the name of three initials, BRG, Brett Ryan Gosselin.
The kid is doing all sorts of stuff and pissing off everybody in the fan and sitting out in those chairs. We hate the piss out of that kid.
Did you see that he was on AEW recently?
I did, man. I've been watching. You got the little mean Kathleen's. You have the Waves and Curls. You have
my boy.
You have the Shook crew with the Bryce Donovans and the Bobby Orlandos, and we have, I mean, we could go on with some of the people, but that's just as of this very recently,
Yeah. To see Brett get on there, that made me happy to see, because I've known that, like I said, I've known him for a long time. Mm-hmm. And to see him grow from just that young, annoying, kid that, pisses off, 20 people to now pissing off a whole gymnasium is just, it's a heartwarming story in an interesting way. And Brett's only going to get better, and it's only a matter of time before that guy gets signed.
Okay, well, there's two things I'm going to say about that. Are you friendly with him by any chance?
Yeah, good. Absolutely.
Because I always boo and yell stupid shit at him. I don't think he likes me very much. I've never had the likes of BRG. Maybe we can work something out here.
If you can get him on here, do it, because he would be in a great episode.
Okay. I will. Okay, put it this way: if I reach out and he just puts like a shit emoji as a response, maybe I'll reach out to one B.C Kidd and maybe we can work some magic.
Maybe.
You've been actively wrestling, as we were speaking of. Are you looking to get to the big leagues here? Be on the higher platforms and stuff?
Oh, absolutely. I'm just taking it one step at a time, because I want to make sure that I'm ready when I get there. I'm not trying to be there just to get swallowed up. Like, I want people to, if I'm going to be at that promotion, I want people to know who the hell I am.
So we're still training regularly in ring and keeping our craft honed and all of that good stuff?
Yeah, it's lesser now because Brickhouse is retired, and so we're getting our trainings on show days.
Okay.
So it's a little bit I'm hoping before the year is done to get to the other training, more what's the word I'm looking for here? Formal training.
Okay.
And whatever that'll be, who knows?
Yeah. Now, obviously, I've spoken to a bunch of the talent post Chop Shop 2 closing, your father included. That was just this one-stop shop where there was multiple promotions. There's a ring at the ready. You could kind of, I know there was certain days or whatever, but it was easier to hone your craft and build your career at that point.
Absolutely. I mean, there were some ups and downs to that, because it's wrestling, yeah. But downside of that was there was a lot of crossover with the talent of those promotions, so it's it made certain promotions feel less special, if you know what I mean.
I got you, because you're kind of seeing the same mix, if you will.
Exactly. I'll give you an example. Dick Lane, for example, tremendous human being, wrestler, metahuman being.
Yes, metahuman.
Say okay, RWA was running one night. Then you had I don't know, either RICW or whatever other promotion that was running the Chop Shop at the time the next night. It made RWA feel less special, in my opinion, because it's we could see that talent tomorrow at this same area.
Gotcha.
So that's why I meant it's for good or for worse, because yes, more wrestling, awesome, but the same token, it makes the bigger promotions that run in that building feel less special. And I think that now that we've gone outside the Chop Shop, I miss it, but it feels like RWA's gone its magic back.
Mm-hmm. I seen that RWA has been back. They've been doing some really cool stuff with a lot of the talents that I have met up that way and whatnot. Always loved what RWA did and the people behind it. Now we were talking some of the younger talent that we've seen really spread their wings and doing the drives and getting their face and their name out there and really doing some stuff. BC Kidd, is that something that we're going to be working on? Because I need to see BC Kidd out more. I need to see BC Kidd maybe in my area in CT or what have you. I mean, we need to spread the wings and get that face out there.
I agree. And the only issue I have right now is transportation because I don't have a car.
Okay.
But believe me, I do want to get down to Connecticut, especially with there being like a million promotions running in that state alone. I mean, nothing against it, but it's like every time I hear it, it's like a new promotion. Oh, where is it? Connecticut.
You know, it's kind of weird because basically it's been a PAPW or a test of strength
or NEW.
Well, NEW, yes, because they do their home shows in Bethany. But then, you had the likes of PWA previous to that. But for a while, it's been basically that. But now, dude, we've got the PAPW. We have the TOS. We have the NEW. We have now a debuting this weekend, next weekend.
Another one?
Yeah, another one. Next weekend at the North Haven Fairgrounds for a charity event for Bikers Against Animal Cruelty.
Oh, that's Xander Litt's one, right?
That's Tetsu Pro Wrestling. They're making their debut. So that's 4. Then we have EPW, Empire Pro Wrestling, CT. They've come out of hiatus out of New York City and have made Connecticut their home. That's 5.
We're running in PAPW's facility, right?
Yes, that is correct. They have their second show coming up. Then we have number 6 would be, let's see, Coliseum Pro Wrestling, CPW. They've been running. They had 2 shows so far. I went to their second, but not their first. That's 6.
Isn't Tough and Talented from Connecticut too, if I'm not mistaken?
Tough and Talented. We have. Oh, I'm a future Hall of Famer. They just announced it on my face page. Me with a long. I'm a future Hall of. Who the fuck ever thought I'd be a future Hall of Famer? Holy shit! BC Kidd, I lost my absolute damn mind when I saw that. Oh my god.
Well, congratulations on that. That's awesome.
I can't believe that. Are you shitting me? Me? I'm in a fucking Hall of Fame? What? Tough and Talented. Yeah. Tough and Talented. That's number 7. Tough and Talented out of Torrington, Connecticut. Then we have, I'm still missing somebody. I really am. I feel like
Team 3D people come through that promotion.
Yes. I feel like I'm missing at least one more promotion. It's pissing me off.
Trying to think off the top of my head.
But yeah, oh my God. I think I would have been strangled and had my Hall of Fame award taken away from me if I didn't mention Tough and Talented. Oh my God, thank you for saving my life.
Yeah, it's funny because I go to another promotion, New World Wrestling Extreme, that's starting to get over to your area.
Yep.
And that's where I met a lot of the Team 3D people, like TKO, Kutsenko, Clipper Jones, Ken Powers,
yes,
Randy Shawn himself. Trying to think of any off the top of my head. Big Ben Bishop.
Yep.
Who that's the first person I could think of in a long time that I actually had to look up to.
He's a 7-footer.
Trying to think of anyone else off the top of my head. I haven't met Chris Moho.
You can call Muho. Yes, I'm gonna start calling him Chris Muho. That is awesome.
Oh, Jesus, he's gonna kill me next.
Mojo, if you will, Mojo. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, or Moho, or who the fuck knows.
Him. I sadly miss Gio Galvano because he's retired.
Yes.
One hell of a worker. I've seen his work on the YouTube.
Yes.
One hell of a worker. I wish he was still working because he's awesome.
Yeah, good stuff.
I'm trying to think of any other ones off the top of my head that are from Team 3D. Wrecking Ball is. That's another big motherfucker.
Doing fine work, obviously throughout our area and beyond, but NWA staple right now. I mean, him and Jay Bradley, the fixers. You got a problem, they fix them, I guess. So
yeah. Well deserved too, may I add.
Well, I know we kind of got on a promotion tangent here, but getting the BC Kidd and some of these promotions that we mentioned would be absolutely fantastic. And I know you don't have some transpo, but maybe if you can see, just maybe, if some of the RI talent that are maybe coming our way, if we can get a little more of that action, and do the old carpooling thing or what have you. I'd love to see the BC. I don't think I've seen you more than one time live, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
So
in fact, I made a little cameo in your neck of the woods.
yes, so we have
Shut
to.
up and wrestle.
Yes, definitely. We have to. And that's another fun little promotion too. We have a lot of fun over there. It's a free show. There's
Yeah.
usually 8 matches, and they bring in new talent every so often. We're even just like this. The guy. He's not some guy. He's not any guy. He's the guy. Jack Dalton.
It's funny you mentioned him because he's a flatbacks trainee, if I'm not mistaken, where he trained from
Yes,
flatbacks.
yes.
And there's a certain friend of mine that trained at flatbacks as well. You familiar with one Cam Stewart?
Oh, dude, talk about talk about getting to different platforms and doing big things in your career. That dude is he's nonstop right now.
Absolutely. So I think that when you mentioned Jack Dalton, I was like, that's a flatbacks dude. Let me tie it into another friend of mine who trains over there.
Yes, definitely. Cam Stewart doing Cameron Stewart. Doing good things right now. And we just had the guy Jack Dalton on last week, so that's why I kind of bring him up because he has debuted at the Shut Up and Wrestlers and the Coliseum. Did I mention Blood, Sweat, and Tears by chance? I think that's where I was going.
Oh, that was the one you forgot.
Yes, Blood, Sweat, Tears. Not Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Blood, Sweat, Tears Wrestling. They've been running out of Bridgeport. They've been around for a couple years. And Lucas Chase is the big champ of Coliseum Pro. Lucas Chase is going against Dustin Flash Waller the August 20th against Flash Waller, the champ now in a ladder match. I feel nefarious happenings. I feel that Lucas Chase is going to become their champ. I don't know these things, but I will tell you one thing. I don't have a good feeling about Flash's chances in this thing. And I know Flash can do some cool shit, but the Cure, he's been more nefarious than I've ever seen this guy in his entire career right now.
I will say this. With those two, you already know they're both going to take each other to their limits.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing guaranteed is you guys are going to get a show, whether it goes Flash's way or not. You guys are going to leave with your money well spent.
Oh, just with that main event. Money worth a ticket with that main event. Dustin Flash Waller, the champion, going against the Cure Lucas. If you don't say the Cure, you have to put it all together. He gets at least me. He'll take me and shake me by my shirt. So I have to say the Cure Lucas Chase. Definitely going to be a banger.
Yeah, and I've seen they kind of splurge into like talent that's like outside the area. Vita Von Star from Ring of Honor, Marcus Mathers, who's a regular on Wrestling Open.
Yeah.
In fact, him and AG. I'll tell you a match that I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube. It was from earlier this year. It was Flash versus AG from Let's Wrestle.
I did see that
match.
I seen it because as soon as the graphics started popping out, I go, if there's anything that I would want to watch, is that match. I want to check it out just because AG just came off of the dub, and it would be great learning experience for any of the young talent working with him. But Flash Waller gets that chance. Of course, I had to watch it.
One of the still, and even though it's early in the year, still it's in my top 3 favorite matches of this year.
Yeah, good stuff right there, man. Yeah, so I mean, again, if you can make your way down here with some of the boys and girls, or if some of the boys and girls can kind of make their way down here, because I know it's a ride. And as fans, and I go to multiple promotions, I used to go up to Rhode Island, being the XWA and the Chop Shop quite often, quite regularly for a long time. But man, the 2.5 hours, it really just it started wearing on me, and prices of gas just was too fluctuating, and getting crazy, and I really miss you guys up there. And I know I'm being selfish by asking you guys to come down my way.
You're fine,
But again, any of the promoters, if there's even one promoter watching any of what we're talking about, please get some of that Rhode Island scene. Come down, rein some of those boys and girls in, because they have some good times up there. There's some great people. They know what's going on in that ring. Just get them on your shows, and I'd love to see some of that RI talent in my area specifically. Being selfish again, sorry.
Yeah. I don't know if I speak for everyone, but I would love to get down there. There, especially with there being more of a playground there than ever.
Yeah. Oh, it's when we talk about wrestling is more flourishing than ever. Jesus Christmas, dude. I mean, it's not stopping. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. More promotions and more promotions. Now, some of them you always, you kind of roll your eyes. You're like, okay, another one. We'll see if they last more than one show. Blah blah. You kind of do that nowadays, because some just pop up and take off, pop up,
Yeah.
and disappear. So you almost have to. It's almost like the crying wolf thing. You're like, all right, we'll see where this goes.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I would be remiss if I did not mention very recently, a couple weekends back, at the Connecticut for a 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want to say it was either 5 shows. Wait,
The
I want to say
Cosplay Championship Wrestling.
yes, 5 shows, if I'm not mistaken. 5 shows on a 3-day weekend. Cosplay Championship Wrestling, their second show ever at the Connecticut. And my goodness, it looks like the talent had an amazing. And I spoken to Ref Gina Blue Shoes last Wednesday, and she was there, obviously working. Love Blue Shoes. And then this
too.
past Friday, we spoke to Skylar Gray, who portrayed
Black Canary.
Black Canary. Thank you. See, one brain cell. She portrays Black Canary, and speaking to these two talent alone, it just sounded like a criminal amount of fun that they had at this 3-day weekend.
I would love to do that. Because I'm a comic book nerd myself, so I just know I'm just a nerd in general, so I would just have fun with that.
Okay, boys and girls, if you don't know, Cosplay Championship Wrestling, they take comic book characters, video game characters, cartoon characters,
You name it.
anime, all of that kind of universe, if you will. They pull them out of the pages or the games or the TV, and they bring them to life. We saw the likes of Deathstroke, Spider-Man. Ref Gina did the old Spider-Man had to kiss Ref Gina.
I saw that.
Yeah. We talked to Ref Gina about that. She seemed kind of okay with it, but it was Jordan Rose, so it was kind of but anywho,
I was thinking like Snapple.
A man after my own heart, a B.C. Kidd after my own heart. It probably tastes like Snapple. I'm using that line. I'm stealing that material, and I'm going to use that for later down the road. Thank you.
Feel free.
But boys and girls, they take these characters and they bring them to life. That brings me to the B.C. Kidd. If you had the chance to get on a CCW card, what character would you want to be?
Oh man, that is a tough question because there's so many. Like I don't know exactly who I would pick.
All right, I'll even make it a little bit easier for you. I'll give you, we'll say, a top 3 of choices. And I know there's a million, like you said, probably even more, a trillion point 3 or so to choose from. But maybe, make a couple 3. You don't even have to go in any specific order because I know you have some faves out
there. One of them would be, I don't know, there's a Batman already.
I have not seen a Batman, no.
All right, put that one on the list.
Okay.
So yeah, Batman. I think of others out top of my head here. I know Spidey's already taken.
Yeah, Spidey. So it's only one.
Yeah. Maybe God. Why am I drawing a biggest blank right now? Let me look at my phone pops real quick. Oh, Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. All right, all right.
Winter Soldier and Star Lord.
Star-Lord. All right, that's three. Okay.
Had to look at my Funko Pops for a second.
You had to look at the pops.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, I don't know if you see them, but here I'll do this just you see those two pops right there?
Oh, is that Jay and Silent Bob?
That's myself with the hat, and that's my nephew Jacob, Big Jacob P, that Laura C made for me.
For in the distance, it looked like a Jay and Silent Bob one. I was like, what?
Yeah, Laura C, she made them for me. I love
That's
my
awesome.
sister Elsie. Yeah,
Shout
I
out
thought
her
that
real
was
quick.
yeah. She made myself, nephew Jacob, and my daughter in pop form. They're so cool, man. Cannot thank her enough.
Absolutely, that's awesome.
Excuse me. So where have you been wrestling? As we've been mentioning so many different promotions, let's kind of mention some of the ones that you've been wrestling at and maybe get some little focus on them.
So obviously RWA because that's my home. Watch this fight because that's my dad's. More recently, I've kind of broken into NCW.
Okay.
If you're not familiar with them, that's a promotion that runs over and usually in Dedham, Mass. Sometimes we're in Bristol.
And what's it stand for?
Northeast Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
Rob the Giant is a staple there. Ryan Gosling's there. Channing Thomas, another excellent talent. Like and a bunch of guys from like RWA, like Mike Montero.
Okay.
Devin Blaze, who's recently come back.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any. Oh, the rest of the Dirt City people.
Dirt City people.
Dirt City Murder Crew.
You're gonna get heat for that.
Hey, I've been in enough locker rooms with them. They know me.
Dirt City people. That's I'm stealing so much material.
At their next show, Big City Rumble, the GOATest of all time will be in action there.
Oh.
Your mom, Bobby Orlando.
That's my mom. That's my mom. You are right.
Yeah, amongst other people, but that was when I was like, whoa, all right.
Yeah. Sharing a locker room with these guys and girls, the talents again. It's do you kind of get maybe just a bit starstruck and maybe have to pull it back, or do you just kind of feel comfortable in the environment?
Honestly, I feel comfortable because a lot of these people I've known for a while before, officially joining a locker room with them. So it just feels like I'm just hanging out with friends, really.
Right. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah. The only time though I went out to New York for it was a Mike Mondo seminar, and that night this promotion, Full Faith Wrestling, was running at the NYWC Sportatorium, and I did myself, AJP, and Isaac Knox. We all did a battle royal over there. Oh. And one of the I had two TV people in that locker room.
Oh.
Little Guido from ECW.
Okay.
And Cesar Bononi from AEW.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Big dude. Yeah. That's a big dude. I also, Brother Greatness was in that locker room.
Oh my God. He's lost his damn mind, that guy.
Or has it always been like that?
No. It used to be, hallelujah, praise the Lord, and giving and sending us a message. Even within the ring, he would send messages to us, and he would embrace us and whatnot. Now he's taking the offering pan and he's smashing people over the head with it. What do you mean? No. He's lost his damn mind.
You bring a good point.
Me?
I know. I saw him, so I don't know what's in the water over here in New England.
Oh, okay. He literally had a dented offering pan because he whaled somebody over the head with it.
Yeah, I guess there's something in the water over in New England.
It's probably not holy water. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean,
No, dude, you're fine.
that dude just has lost his flipping mind.
Yeah. In fact, coming up, I'm gonna do a little bit of a plug here.
Yes.
Saturday, August 13th. I think, yeah, the 13th is a Saturday. From the King Philip Yacht Club in Fall River, Massachusetts, House of Bricks makes a one-night only return, and your boy will be in action.
Boom! The House of Bricks returns. It's a reunion, baby.
Yes, sir, and I will be there amongst other talents.
I've seen some match graphics. Is there anything set for one B.C. Kidd? Is there anything in the works? Can you give us something?
Well, there is a reunion rumble happening, and I may or may not be in there.
Okay.
Wink, wink.
Okay. Wink, wink. May or may not. Cannot
Yeah.
confirm or deny. Okay.
But I just wanted to plug it in there just so people know and people will show up to this event because my trainer running, and I want anyone in that area or other areas that want to travel, get your asses over there.
All right. Oh, thank you for that. That's what the platform is for, to learn about our talents and the promotions. I appreciate that. Just to reiterate, because like you said, you want to get some asses in those seats over there because it's a one-night reunion for House of Bricks. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So give us those deets one more time.
Saturday, August 13th, live at the King Philip Yacht Club in Fall River, Massachusetts. House of Bricks who comes back for a bash at the Bay. So many talent will be there. I better see you there.
Hey, I got a lot going on. Let's all calm down. I got a lot going on.
I had to bring out my little live.
Thank you for the promo, my friend. That was very good.
Hey, no problem, man.
B.C. Kidd, I know our focal point was a lot of different things, but it had a lot to do with what surrounds B.C. Kidd in your career right now at this point, because of the people that surround you, the promotions that surround you, and the peers that you work with, and like you said, you've known for so long. It's literally like being in the locker room and getting in the ring with your family. So I know it was probably a little bit different than maybe the direction I originally wanted to go in. But I think we got some really, really good stuff. And BC Kidd, I don't know why. I didn't think you were active right now. So I'm actually super stoked that you're still being active in the ring.
Absolutely. I'm not stopping anytime soon. So
Excellent. So you're going to, just to reiterate one more time, boys and girls, from my man Josh, BC Kidd is your name. It's not being changed to BC Mann. That's correct, right?
That's correct.
Okay. I just want the information to be right on because, hey, again, I got one brain cell and I spew at the mouth, and sometimes it's not always correct. So I want to try to be more correct than not.
You're good, man.
Maybe I'll just entitle this BC Mann instead.
Feel free. I'm cool with any title.
Is there anything we haven't spoken of? Because you have been going through different things. You've done different stuff. Is there anything that we haven't spoken of that you'd like to bring to the table before I do let the BC Kidd go?
Shout out Lumi and Kathleen for just being an awesome person.
Oh, look at you. Isn't she? She's a gem, right?
Yeah.
Don't piss her off because she's very loud.
I am thankful to be on her good side.
All I did, listen, we were at APW up in what the hell is it called? Newburyport or some shit. It's like right at the New Hampshire border, right there.
Yeah, I know about that place.
And we were up, myself and my love. We took a road trip. We grabbed a hotel. We stayed the night, and we did ourselves some APW for the very first time. And little mean Kathleen was there. And during intermission, all I wanted to do was compliment her. You know what she did? I go, little mean Kathleen, I absolutely love everything that you're doing. And my love, Cindy Hart, she goes, I love you so much. She goes, thank you, like all sorts of aggressively. And
Yep. 1000% her.
She scared the shit out of me. Like I took a step back, like she was going to hurt me. But little mean Kathleen, wow. I saw some love when you addressed little mean Kathleen. So thank you for giving her some love.
Absolutely.
Seeing her on Dark must make you pop, eh?
Seeing everyone that like I've gone to be friends with on there is cool as hell. When it comes to her, Waves and Curls or Brett Ryan Gosselin, it's just it's a good thing to see, and I hope to see more of the people that my people get on there soon.
Absolutely. You definitely, the more you see, the more you feel that they have a chance to get to that next level. That's what we want from our talent. And that's why
Yes.
I look for the talent that are just starting out or maybe been in the business for a bit, but they haven't, gotten to that plateau yet. And I'm just trying to shine just whatever little tiny light I can. Maybe one set of eyes that knows another person would turn this talent onto some promoter or whatever and be like, hey, you should check this kid out. I saw him on STP. That's all I look for on this show. I don't look for anything else. It's just to give the talents that we love, that we see live at our hometowns. I just want them to get a little bit of shine, whatever we can do. And here we are. We spent a fine hour, 15 minutes with the return of B.C Kidd, and I cannot thank you enough for your time, my friend, to share with us the fans.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Where do we find the B.C Kidd on the old Twitter, the old face page, or Pornhub, or OnlyFans, whatever you got going on over there? Hit us with some details.
Facebook is just my real name, Ben Kucheri. I have a little like BC Kidd nickname right next to it because people know who I am at this point. No need to hide it.
Okay.
You can find me on Instagram, just recently renamed to BC Kidd 2001. I am slowly transforming that into a more wrestling-based Instagram page.
Okay.
And that's the two I primarily use. I don't use Twitter often, so those are the two I'm most active on.
And no OnlyFans or Pornhub, right?
Nah.
Okay. Just checking.
Nothing against people who do that. Just not. I don't have one.
Okay. No. Hey, you want to get all the details out there if you can.
Exactly.
What a fine time we had with our friend BC Kidd with the return. So you never know. We may have yet another return down the road. We're not going to wait 2 years, though, because if we've seen him spreading his wings and branching out and doing those drives and getting maybe down to my area or other places, we want to see what's up with our fine talent in the future. So we might have another return sooner than later this time, my friend. Sooner than later, not 2 years. We'll get you back.
Yeah.
With all of that said, this is Stir in the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, BC Kidd. Thank you, my friend.